friends and followers, this is special episode 22. It's good to have you here again, watching another episode and giving your support to me. Also, this is a shout out to Eric. I won't say his last name because I wasn't sure on the privacy he wants. But thanks for your Patreon donation. You're the first one to donate. And way the things are going with Google, which I'm going to discuss soon, we're going to need more donations every channel if they want to stay alive on the web, or people buying their merchandise, which is how people like Alex Jones and Mark Dice survive on YouTube now, because they disable pretty much all the money for advertising on their channels. So this is 13th of October 2017, and the topic this time is going to be on Google issues with copyrights and ads. And I'm going to use a particular example that I have on my channel for a third-party content ID copyright with a footage of the SpaceX launch that I used in my recent UFO debunk video. So my first beef with how the system works is you don't get alerts when they demonetize you. You have to sort of go through all your videos every day and just check to see if they've got a green $sign. And then one day I was looking and I saw these yellow $signs appearing. And here's one of the videos I did, which was on Antichrist. There wasn't anything really gory or bad in it and anti-government, but it had the money removed. Now, there are Obama and Bush in it that I'm talking about, which is really how the story develops. And I reversed some of their speeches and get them to say some crazy things to do with the devil. And I guess that's what's flagged it. I can't really see any other problem with the video. So, of course, I looked at the guideline, which I'll go over in a minute. And I decided, well, this shouldn't be really flagged. I don't know how it's got flagged. It's obviously an automated system. I suspect what it does is it uses that closed captions, and it goes through and converts your speech into words and then matches the words on a database. It may have seen words like devil or Satan or I don't know. I can't remember what I said in the episode fully, but obviously they end up in a bad blacklist of words. So we're currently living in a spoon-fed society where they don't want people to be upset too much of what they hear and see. USA has turned into the baby state, the nanny state, where they've got to cuddle everybody and keep everybody happy, especially those advertisers. The advertisers must be right big crybabies or something. That'll probably get my video flagged instantly already, so I don't really care, because I've never lived off my channel and I probably didn't expect to anyway. But you never know what happens in the future. Maybe people will love you, what you do, and donate and not have to rely on ads. However, the other problem with Google, they can delete your channel anytime they want to, and delete your videos as well if they think they're not suitable. I don't think they actually delete the videos, they simply just mark them so they don't show up. So I guess they can watch out if you re-upload them again. Also, the other issue I have is the lack of information they provide you. They don't state the words or segment in the video of why it has been blacklisted for ads. So it doesn't give you a clue or how you can correct it. You could probably redo the video and re-upload it, Now, they say the yellow $sign is not as bad as what? I think there is also a red $sign, which means it's stopped ads completely, well, the yellow one may be shown to some advertisers, but it doesn't even list what type of advertisers it would be shown to. Or it doesn't list the ones that it's banned from, like Coca-Cola or McDonald's. I don't believe movie studios wouldn't want their movie previews on front of some of the videos I have. If it's talking about Antichrist, surely if you've got a movie about horror or Antichrist or religion, you want to promote on such video, wouldn't you? Doesn't make sense. It seems to be all or nothing and lack of information. It drives everybody nuts. Google really need to look into this and improve it. So it gets worse. A couple of days later, they suddenly pulled out all stops, and now everybody's affected with this new ad blacklisting system they rolled out that's automatic. And now you can't ask for a review regardless unless it has 1,000 views in the last 7 days. So if you're a small channel, you're pretty much screwed, because if a video is flagged wrongly, you can't get eyes on it and get re-enabled again. 1,000 views, $1 lost. Every dollar counts when you're starting out, and especially if you want to replace equipment and cover some of the running costs, and simply taking away another 1,000 eyes on views, you're pretty much screwed. So let's have a look at some of the new flagged videos I have. There was a whole bunch that happened, and it seems to be anything with Trump in it. My funny one on Trump talking to aliens at land, which was just a emanation, a parody, or meme, or whatever you want to call it. And another one was Trump in North Korea, that I did, and Trump destroying North Korea. Of course, that's not acceptable for advertising, apparently. I suppose a lot of them are pro-North Korea in that case. And also we've got one that shouldn't be flagged at all. It's the one on the crazy Bigfoot stories. There's absolutely nothing in that video that should upset anyone, but you never know. There's all sorts of people that get upset over the silliest things. I suspect because I said the word transgender in it. Maybe that's a bad word. I don't know. We live in an over PC world where you can't abbreviate things. It's like politically correct gone mad. I think it depends how you use the word and in what context. There's a word that my parents get called because they're English is POMs, which means pomegranate, because in Australia they turn red when they come from the UK because of all the sunshine. And of course, POM is either seen as a bad word or a good word, depending on how you use it. Perhaps if they're oversensitive like that, the viewer, they could tick a box and Google could automatically add a beep over offensive words in the video and still keep the advertisers happy. I don't know. There's got to be a better solution instead of blocking the ad completely or disablling the ads on the video completely. Certainly would save a lot of time re-editing a video because you slipped up on a word that's meant to be offensive. So let's have a quick look at user guidelines and what is disqualified for ad-friendly. If the following describes any portion of your video or video metadata, including the title, thumbnail or tags, then the video may not be eligible for advertising under the AdSense policies. In some cases, YouTube may also choose not to show ads from all advertisers or all ad formats, being ad formats with the preview ad on the front, or like movie trailers, and also banner ads or side ads. Controversial issues and sensitive events. Well, that sounds like nanny state straight away, doesn't it? And that would exclude all news channels reports, surely, because news reports are generally upsetting and sensitive. But nope, their ads are all fine. They're allowed to advertise and also have a special creator tag now which excludes them even from this robot they've added. Video content that features or focuses on sensitive topics or events including but not limited to war, political conflicts, terrorism or extremism, death and tragedies, sexual abuse, even if the graphic imagery is not shown, is generally not accepted. For example, videos about recent tragedies, even if presented for news or documentary purposes, may not be eligible for advertising given the subject matter. Again, it seems like double standards with the news clips they put on YouTube and also all those debates. Drugs and dangerous products or substances. Well, that kind of makes sense. So you don't want to advertise weed on your channel. Harmful or dangerous acts. Video content that promotes harmful or dangerous acts that result in serious physical, emotional or physiological injury. Well, that kind of makes sense, I guess. What's it say here? Invasive surgical or cosmetic procedures or pranks involving sexual harassment. Hateful content. Video content that promotes discrimination and disparages a group of people on the basis of the individual or group's race, blah blah blah, nationality, disability, age, sexual orientation. However, simply stating your comedic intent is not sufficient, and content may still not be entitled for advertising. So, you can't make jokes nowadays. And to the last few rules. Inappropriate language, I suppose that's swearing, F-word, C-word, all the other words in between. Inappropriate use of family entertainment characters, what's that, animated or live action engaged in violent sexual. So you're not allowed to muck around with Mickey Mouse, even if it's comedy. Inflammatory, demeaning, video content that shames or insults an individual or group. So you're not allowed to call CNN fake news, I guess. Sexually suggestive content. Well, most people don't have sex or nudity in their videos. And violence. Well, that one makes sense. So, really, you can't do much at all. Anything that's going to be edgy or funny that may upset someone, especially if they're an advertiser or a advertiser company that doesn't like your political views because it's opposite their own. Despite if it's like a drink like Coca-Cola, I don't think they should really care who's drinking their Coca-Cola. You can't control who's going to drink your beverage, so why control it on the type of videos it shows on? I think it's all a wee bit overboard. Okay, we're getting on to copyright now and the rules associated with that. You get various video, sounds, stuff that you can use in your video, and often people ask what are all the different licenses. Some you have to state the person that made the music and put a link to their website. Some say you can use it for non-commercial reasons, and as you can read on the definition above here on screen snapshot, a lot of people ask the question, what is commercial? Is my YouTube channel considered commercial? And the consensus seems to say commercial means once you hit the monetize switch on your YouTube video. So once you've got ads enabled and earning 1 cent a click, that's called commercial. But the question has been, like in Australia and New Zealand, at least, a hobby person can run a channel and be called non-profit. It's not a commercial site. So it gets a bit murky waters, and I had a quick look on New Zealand Tax Department to see if they class it as commercial or tax exempt because it's a hobby site. And as you can see, it's quite confusing, but it basically boils down to how much money you're making on your channel, whether they class it as taxable or not. If it's infrequent payments and not much money, they're not going to care about it. But if you're earning Secure Team 10, 50 grand a month, they want to get a piece of the action. This brings me to my video that got flagged with content ID system, third party, saying that my debunk for the SpaceX video had copyright material in it. And you can see, even though I've got ads removed from it, they're able to place ads on my own video. They got full control. Now, I don't think that's right, because their video is only a portion of the whole episode I made. So they should be getting a percentage of the ads I earn, the ad money I earn, and not take over the whole ad revenue on that whole video. Sure enough, if it was 99% their video, they should be entitled to most of the money. But this is where the system fails. It's all or nothing again. And that's just... So as I usually do, I start researching into things, and I found this article here saying that SpaceX used to copyright their material, but the public has won, and now they allow their material to be used publicly without having copyright infringement. So it's a bit strange that that's there, but this video that's got the SpaceX launch explosion is copyright and not public domain. So I had to track down the company, because as you can see on the report that it doesn't actually list the video where it's from, because I got mine from a third party, and this is another company that popped up saying they own it, and I didn't know that. So I tried to find out who they were, and of course it didn't make it very easy. It doesn't have a click link to their website, and it doesn't actually have a link to their video in question, so you can match it to see if it's the same. So you've got to take their word for it. So if they reject it the first time as fair use, you get this other form here where they want all your details, name, address and all that. I suppose that's so they can sue you for more money, you see. Have a go at you, take you to court and all that sort of business. I wonder how it works when you're overseas though. Big cost there. So I disputed the claim, saying it was used under fair use and transformative, which it is. I have commentary over the entire video clip that I used, and also I transformed it and using it as a UFO debunk rather than actually news item about the explosion of the rocket itself and why it happened. So yeah, so I looked onto their website and found that it says you can use it as long as you give them acknowledgement, which I have done because it's got their copyright logo in the bottom corner, and also I have a link in the description to their article here, their website, and also the YouTube channel. So I don't know what the issue is. So I reached out to them on their website. I thought I'd do it that way because there is no sort of like a PM system associated with this copyright. It's that's where another problem exists. It's very vague in information, and it doesn't give any way to exchange emails and communicate via this external system. And so I emailed them and got no response. So I put together another email, as you can read above, and sent that, and I gave them a link to the video and stated that what I was doing, and that I put the information in the description, and it's got their copyright details on screen. So I would have thought they would have released it. Or if I missed something, they could at least email me back and tell me what they want. But it seems to me they just want to collect ad revenue from your video, regardless of how many seconds you used of their footage. I think that's just totally unfair. Now, I could delete the video completely and both lose out, but I don't really want to do that. I could probably re-edit the video and do a sneaky way of using their video still, but it won't get flagged on the contents ID. So if they have to put a copyright infringement on you, you can always keep replying back to them that it's fair use and you got commentary over top. And then they are on the losing foot. But when the system flags it straight away, you're instantly on the back foot, and you have to beg them to release it under fair use. Now here's a chart above here about fair use, and it's got a little flow chart saying if you've got commentary, you want to comment on it and do this and that and use portions of it, then it comes under fair use. I think this is where the problem is. There's no formalisation on fair use, and there had been a court battle recently talked about on the blog Torrent Freak, and you can see that another YouTuber used another YouTube's channel video and commented over the top of it all, and the judge and jury awarded it to them as fair use. So there you go. It's a very strange system, and it's a very unfair system. Nothing fair about it, no fair use at all. The husband and wife team behind YouTube channel H3H3 Productions has won an important copyright case in New York after the pair uploaded a reaction video poking fun at YouTuber Mac House. He sued them, claiming that replication of his clips amounted to copyright infringement. A summary judgment handed down yesterday rejected the argument in favour of fair use. So there you go. So it's two comedy channels making fun of each other. So it's classed as fair use as long as you use lots of commentary over top. But I just wonder if you read all those rules about discrimination against groups and all that, it really gets really confusing, and it's just all craziness. Also, I think if they do get ad control over copyright, it shouldn't be allowed on the video or the front of the video. It should only be like a side ad only. I don't think it's right at all to deface a video, because you may want to place an ad at the very end of your video or the middle, but not at the front or banner over it. You know, you got control. So there should be some give and take. Lastly, I'm going to read some of these key headlines to do with copyright and pirating over the last few years. And some of them are very interesting articles. I suggest you go to Torrent Freak and read the full articles. I will place all the links in the description. And I'll read out some here as we wrap up the episode. YouTube copyright complaint kills Harvard professor's copyright lecture. YouTube has removed access to a copyright lecture from Harvard Law professor William Fisher following a takedown request from Sony Music. While the online course includes snippets of well-known Jimi Hendrix covers, the clearly educational use makes this a perfect example for fair use. So how about that? More stupidity. YouTuber sued over Stanley Kubrick's movie analysis. So you're not allowed to criticize another person's movie, as you're going to be sued. A YouTuber who creates video essays has been hit with a publishing lawsuit after selecting Stanley Kubrick as a subject matter and uploading his work to YouTube. UK-based Lewis Bond from Channel Criswell is being targeted by the music publisher behind the 1971 classic, A Clockwork Orange, who want huge damages for willful infringement. There you go, big corporation greed again. Here's a turnaround. A YouTuber sues Google Viacom over content ID takedowns. An angry YouTuber says he has had enough of the way YouTube handles the DMCA and allegations of copyright infringement in a lawsuit filed against Copyright Viacom and Lionsgate, which favours copyright holders using YouTube's channel ID system even when claims are invalid. Now, that's exactly the case I'm having. And also that previous one which I won, which you can watch the little video about the copyright, where they used a public domain image that I used and they took control of my video. So here's another one. YouTube pays users legal bills to defend fair use. Yeah, right. I wonder if that's still valid. That was 2015. Google says it will cover legal costs associated with defending 4 videos which all use copyright content, but are protected under fair use. TV network sued for pirating a 31-second YouTube video. Well, serves them right. That's a turnaround for the books. Hitman's Bodyguard pirates get automated $300 fine. So anyone downloading the movie via peer-to-peer or other means in America have been sent a fine. I wonder if it went worldwide as well. Students overwhelmingly voted Pirate Party in simulated election. Well, there you go. Porn copyright trolls terrifies 60-year-old, but age shouldn't matter. Yeah. So what happens if that person was hacked and maybe nephew or something was using the internet as well and downloading stuff, and so the 60-year-old gets hit with a stupid copyright? Some things should be waived, shouldn't they? 6 Strikes piracy scheme may be dead, but those warnings keep on coming. So there you go. Law changes and enforcement doesn't seem to be working. People want to download TV shows or material. They will find a way. Google signs agreement to tackle YouTube piracy. Another Chinese developer arrested for selling VPN access. That's anonymous software to get around their firewall. So there you go. Crazy people over there. Chinese want to control all their people. So much for human abuses. Ukraine faces calls for US trade sanctions over online piracy. So USA bullying other countries to adopt harder copyright controls. YouTube doesn't have to expose IP addresses of movie pirates, court rules. Yeah, right. I wonder if that will get overturned. Mandatory piracy filters could breach human rights, EU members warn. Yeah, I don't think that's going to stop them not putting in place. Russia blocks 4,000 pirate sites, plus 41,000 innocent collateral damage. So they took out lots of other sites in that 4,000 because a lot of web boxes use the same IP address, and they use what they call host headers on the web browser to separate the different websites out. Chinese man jailed for 9 months for selling VPN software. How ridiculous is that? And director of Kim.com documentary speaks out on piracy. And you've probably heard about Kim.com. I've also talked about him. He's also set up a new website here called Kim.im, where he's actually taken on YouTube and the other ones, so you can upload your own videos, but you can actually sell them via his website. which I think YouTube is trying to implement as well. So whether Patreon or link to Kim's new website for people to sell videos to the people that want to buy them rather than just watch it on the stream. That's actually not a bad idea. So I'll leave it there, and hope you enjoyed the episode and all the problems you can see are happening on the web and Google and YouTube. And hit the like button if you liked it. I think it will have the ads disabled on it by them, but I'll leave it on to see what happens. So until next time, stay safe everybody.